Welcome to the 360 show. It's an exciting show as a lot happened in this week. With regards to the IPL, some players putting up their hands. Sunil Narine in the top 5 bowlers and batters list of this year's IPL. Absolutely phenomenal. RCB, where are they at? Where are they tracking? Can they still qualify? Kuldeep Yadav challenges some of the bowlers to be more courageous in the power play overs. Tristan Stubbs, Delhi found an absolute gem. And the Mumbai Indians, why are they not performing? They are crashing, and we're going to find out exactly why in this week's 360 show. Let's go. All right, RCBians, where are we at? We are at number 7 in that locked table on 8 points. Are we out of the tournament? No. I'm talking about we, because I'm obviously supporting RCB as well. 3 wins in a row and some really good performances. We still have KKR at the top of the log with RR. And at the time of recording this show, it's obviously Tuesday in South Africa. It'll only be released after the result of that game between RR and DC. A must-win for Delhi Capitals as they want to get to that very important 16-point mark. So they got to win all 3 of the remaining games, but they are up against an in-form RR team who's played possibly the best cricket of all the teams in this tournament. But very interestingly, RCB's chances not too long ago by Cricklytics, that was posted on X this, was 0% for qualification. And then that was after the win in that last game. After some results that went their way, it went up to 4%, as you can see there. And then another result went their way and it shot up to 7%. Very interesting stats. I have absolutely no idea how they come up with that. But at the end of the day, we know RCB need to win the remaining games to stand a chance to qualify for this year's knockouts. It's been a very, very good comeback. Some key players have put up their hands and it's impressed me most. And the guy who stood out in that last game was none other than my good friend Faf du Plessis, scoring 64 of 23 deliveries. Absolutely phenomenal. Only 3 sixes, which is quite surprising with a striker of 278. And that also comes in as his fastest ever score in an IPL match. So quite phenomenal. Faf coming to the party when it really mattered most. There at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, he also went past 10,000 T20 runs at the Chinnaswamy at home. So very happy with that. I also posted on X there. The minute they started batting, I posted RCB net run rate chase because I realized these guys have got one thing on their minds, and that is to qualify for the IPL 2024 knockouts. And let me tell you, people, all RCB fans out there, if they find a way to qualify, they're probably going to be the most dangerous team in those knockouts. They had no chance in the first half of this tournament. They were completely out of it. And a wounded buffalo is very dangerous. There's nothing more dangerous than that. The nice thing about that top order, starting to take some shape. We know Will Jackson, what he's capable of. I still would open the batting with him and Faf and have Virat at 3. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Virat always gives us those kind of starts, 40 odd runs in that last game at a strike rate of 150 plus. But I think that's going to be more impactful at the 3rd position in that batting lineup. It was a great run chase nonetheless, and I'm very happy with where they're going. Middle order, a bit of a concern with Patidar, Maxwell, and Cam Green not coming good. We need those 3 guys in form if we're going to qualify for the knockouts. So to all RCB fans out there, let's hope that middle order find a bit of form in these last 3 games. If they do, and they take a bit of pressure off the top 3, that'll boast really, really well. They find a way to qualify for those knockouts, and they will become a team and a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. But a really good win. RCB back on track. 7% chance to qualify for the knockouts, and let's hope more results go in their favor. It's been happening really well so far, and maybe this is just the magical year. Who knows? Let's quickly have a look at the orange cap and the purple cap. Bumrah on the top with a purple cap. Virat Kohli still on top with an orange cap, but this is not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about a post. He was talking about Sunil Narine and his performances in this year's IPL. So this post was talking about how many players have got 15 plus wickets and 450 plus runs in a single IPL. There's the list. Watson, Callis, both twice on there, scoring more than 400 odd runs, 15 plus wickets as all rounders. Roy Simons there, Andrew Simons, Pollard features there, Andre Russell and Hardik Pandya. But let's talk about Sunil Narine. Guys, absolutely phenomenal, this guy. 461 runs. He lies number 3 in the orange cap. And with a purple cap, he comes in spot number 6 here with 14 wickets. We know he was very famous as this X Factor mystery spinner. And all of a sudden, he's become this mystery opening batsman. Absolutely incredible as an all-rounder. He's a match winner now with both bat and ball in hand. And that's where you get the value for money, paying big dollars for a player like this to play in your franchise. I would take him every single day of the week to be in my team. Another guy that comes to mind is Rashid Khan, who hasn't had a fire season, but we know he's also capable of things like that. Another player I would love to have in my side. Those two have been absolutely outstanding. But Sunil Narine, 11 innings, 14 wickets at the average of 20 odd, and 11 innings with a bat in hand, 461 runs, strike rate of 183. And you just can't buy that at the superstore. That is incredibly impactful, very valuable for KKR this season. And if he can maintain that kind of form, it'll really help his team to make sure they qualify. They almost got 1 foot in the qualifications already. They just need to find that momentum and step across with the other foot now as well. It's not easy, guys, to be an all-rounder. It's more a mental thing than anything else. I think physically, Narine is in a stage of his career where he manages it really well. He knows exactly how to prepare for both the skill sets that he has and how to go about it in the gym. I think it's more about managing his workload than anything else, making sure he doesn't overshoot in preparation or in net sessions or in the gym, but really just manage his body well. And then most importantly, be fresh mentally. So I'm going to throw a little spanner in the works here. I actually think it works the other way around. When you have two things or two skill sets, it actually takes a little bit of pressure off you. When you don't perform with a bat in hand, you know, as a mystery spinner, you can come in and just pick it up there and take 3 on the night. And all of a sudden, everyone's forgotten about you getting out for a duck. And vice versa is true. You score, you go for 50 in your 4 overs, no wickets. You come and score a quick 60. Everyone forgets about your bowling performance. So if you have the right mindset, it can actually take a little bit of pressure off you. And I think Narine has really managed to do that incredibly well over the years. Very, very an amazing player, and I absolutely love to watch him play. And talking about mystery spinners, Kuldeep Yadav challenging all bowlers to be a bit more courageous and put your head out there in that first 6 overs. Stop bowling like a robot or try and read the game too much and overthink it. Be courageous and stick to what you know best, to your strengths, and stick to that instead of trying to be too fancy. He was quoted saying every team is now trying to attack in the power play as a batting unit and score as many runs as possible. It slows down a bit in the middle overs because of the open field, yes, so the batters are playing more freely. But then he says here, I feel that the bowlers are trying more to read the batter's mind instead of sticking to their strengths. And I couldn't agree more with him. It must be daunting to bowl in the first 6 overs, especially in this year's IPL. There's been records left, right, and centre. The most centuries, 50 odd games into the tournament that we've ever seen. We're not even done with the tournament yet. So, yes, it's not easy, but he reckons stick to your game plans. Bowlers have forgotten to stick to what they know best, and they've almost started adapting to the batters and giving them what they want by trying too many things in the first 6 overs. I think what you can be a little bit more free about is your field placings. Make sure that you have the right kind of cover that you want. The 2 fielders out of the ring in the first 6 are crucially important. And it's all about percentages. What's the percentage area that a ball will go into if you bowl a certain delivery? And if you know your game well enough, and that's exactly what Kuldeep Yadav speaks about, if you know your game well enough, you know the percentages of areas that the ball's going to go in if you stick to your game plans and your blueprint. So very valid points there by Kuldeep. And he's been absolutely phenomenal. And he's one of those bowlers that have a lot of courage. Let's move on to Tristan Stubbs then. Strike rate of 292 in this year's IPL death overs. He's faced 52 balls and scored 152 runs for the Delhi Capitals. What a gem the Delhi Capitals found here. But not only with his batting, he can keep wicket, he can take match-winning catches, he can obviously hit the big sixes, and he can take big wickets at the right time for the team. So great find there. He's a 4-in-1 player, as Suleiman Moden says here, and he has been impressive during this season's IPL, to say the very least. I know the guy personally. He's a down-to-earth, quiet, soft-spoken kind of guy. He will only add value to any team that he joins in because he plays the game in the right way. And I always speak about attitude, mindset, awareness, anticipation, wanting the ball, wanting to be in the heat of the moment for your team. And that is exactly what Tristan Stubbs bring to the table. Let's just quickly have a quick squeak at the rest of the batters then, who have been very dangerous in the death overs. Heinrich Klaasen there, Danish Karthik, Tim David, Shivam Dubey, all around that 200 plus strike rate. Absolutely phenomenal. And that's the entertainment that we love about T20 cricket, right? Especially in the IPL with the good wickets. It has been fantastic to watch. And keep in mind, guys, with these death-hitting batters, there are 5 fielders on the ring. The ball's older, so it's slower and softer. It's harder to hit it. It's not as easy as in the first 6 overs where you can just use the pace of the ball. So kudos to all these death hitters. People think it's easy. I can guarantee you it's not. So Tristan Stubbs having the season of a lifetime. I'm pretty sure the Delhi Capitals will not let him go after the season. Hopefully for them, they will qualify for the knockouts and go all the way. So moving on to a bit more of a disappointing negative tone. The Mumbai Indians have been very disappointing. I backed them from the start to be there in the knockout stages. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. What have been going wrong? They're the last 4 seasons, 5th in the 21 IPL, 10th, then 4th, and then 9th on the log in this year's IPL, with a really good performance in that last game. But is it a bit too little, too late? I think so. So Rohit Sharma says here, I have played under lots of captains. It's not a new thing to me. Do what you are required to do, and I've been doing it for the last 1 month. So you can read a little bit into that if you want to. I'll leave it up to you guys. My take on the whole thing is the captaincy style of Hardik Pandya is quite bravado. It's ego driven in a way, chest out. I don't think the way he walks on the field is always genuinely real to the person that he really is. But he's decided that is his way of captaincy, almost like a MS, cool, calm, collected, got your chest out, always smiling. But the problem with that is if you play with a lot of experienced players, guys who have been around for ages, they don't buy into that. I think it worked at GT, where it was a younger team, and sometimes inexperienced players really love to follow that kind of leadership. I think of a Graham Smith who was very much out there. He was this guy for the team, and all you needed to do as a youngster for me was just to follow. Now all of a sudden there's a Rohit, there's a Bumrah, there's a lot of experienced players around him that just go like, all we need is you to be calm and give us a little bit of info or input into what we need to do to win these games. We don't need the bravado. So I'm not having a go at Hardy because I actually love watching him play. I love him putting out his chest because I also did that. And I believed in that as a batter, that sometimes you have to fake it to make it. When you are at your most scared or feeling the fear and the heat of the battle, facing a Cummins and a Stark and Hazelwood in a test match, I can't be the timid, soft-spoken AB de Villiers that I always am, down to earth at home. No. Unfortunately, the only way to counter that is to put your chest out, make eye contact with the opposition, and absolutely put everything on the line. If you then lose it, you get out, you go and lick your wounds in the change room. But I'm telling you, when you get through that little hurdle or over that, across that challenge, or whatever you want to call it, across the hurdle, through the challenge, it'll mean the world to your confidence, to your self-belief. And that's what I found was one of my biggest strengths as a player, especially through the mid to back end of my career. I realized that is a great and powerful tool to use. And I think that's what Hardik realized as captain. But then it takes a special senior player to buy into that and to say, you know what? You put your chest out, you fake it out there, we'll follow you no matter what. We understand you. I don't quite think that has clicked in this season for Mumbai Indians. And remember, I am guessing, okay? It's just ideas. It's my opinion. It doesn't mean that is black on white on the paper, It doesn't mean it's truth. It doesn't mean it's a fact. Anyway, they haven't been playing well. They're not clicking in all departments. There's just one guy that stands out really is Jasper Bumrah. Absolute phenomenal bowler. His record speaks for itself. I think he's going at 6.5 economy rate. He's right up there holding the purple cap. He certainly put up his hand for the team. But We will not know exactly what is going on behind closed doors. Is it a happy camp? You can't be overly happy when you're not playing well and crashing out of the IPL year after year. Mark my words, the quality unit, they will be back. It doesn't look like it's going to happen this year, but they still have a lot to play for and still a lot to prove over their last few games. So hopefully for them, they will keep that momentum that they got, winning that last game, and hopefully they can build on that. All right, let's move on to ABReacts. It's time for ABReacts then. As you guys know, I absolutely love staying busy. I love being active, whether that's playing golf or running 10 kilometers or going to gym, hitting some balls on the range. And then there is this new sport that I absolutely fell in love with. It's called paddle or padel, like they know it in Spain, I think, or I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. All I know is I love it. I've played 20 games in total now. I drop the kids off in the morning at 7:30, and I go straight to the courts, play with my mates. It's all doubles format. There is a singles format where the court's a bit smaller, but I will only play the doubles format. You run a lot. It's like an hour and a half of fitness. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I stumbled across this video on X, and it just gives you a little bit of a taste of what this game is about. So there is this rule: if the ball goes out of the court, you can run outside, get it back, and the ball is still in play. So have a look at this amazing point. Absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? That's what the game is all about. That's only 1 point. So now it's very similar to tennis scoring. I play 3 sets every morning when I go out there. You are absolutely wasted, gone, kaput when you finish playing a paddle match of 3 sets, hour and a half. And they ended up losing that point, but it was just phenomenal how he got it back into the court, got it back again after that smash. And it's just a great sport. Go try it out if you haven't. I know there are quite a few courts out going out around the world, courts going out around the world. There's plenty in South Africa. It's starting to explode in India as well. In Dubai, many other countries are taking up the sport, and people are absolutely loving it. All right, so the World Cup jerseys have been revealed. There we have it, all the jerseys of Team India, New Zealand, Pakistan, Australia, South Africa. We'll see the rest come out soon, I'm sure. So Team New Zealand with quite an interesting color there, to say the least. They have experimented a bit with the colors of their jerseys over the years. As we know them, they usually have the blacks on with a white fern. It's almost like the All Blacks. That's the name of the rugby team as well. But throughout the 90s, they did experiment a bit with like a brownish color shirt and then the steel colored um, kit, which is an interesting color to say the least. So yes, maybe just going back into the past there, maybe the team of the 90s, they impressed them most and was almost like a lucky jersey for them. Maybe they just wanted to revisit some of those memories, and maybe it works for them in 2024. Let's see what happens then to Team New Zealand in the 2024 T20 World Cup. And I clearly remember putting on the national jersey over the years, and you just receive that bag full of clothes. And the very first thing I would always pick up was the badge and that feeling of pride and passion for my country, South Africa. I always enjoyed the white ball kits, the ODIs and the T20 kits. I thought we always experimented a bit more, but I'm going to be boring here. The clothing or the shirts that I've always enjoyed most was my test clothing, and specifically the pullovers, that thick cotton woven pullovers that we would receive. Whenever I had an opportunity, I would always wear that in the field, playing in the UK or in Australia or New Zealand. When it was a bit cooler, I would absolutely love putting on that pullover and just see that badge on it. And it just always felt so smart and classy to me. But anyway, T20 World Cup coming up over there in the United States of America, also in the West Indies. And I'm very much looking forward to that. I know all of you are looking forward to watch those games. Let's move on then to the comments box. Thank you very much to everyone for commenting, for asking questions, for taking part in the 360 show. And I'm going to cover a few questions and comments from you guys. And remember to subscribe to the channel as well. Like this show, please, and hit that bell notification to make sure you stay up to date. Also follow me on socials. That's Instagram, Twitter or X, and also Facebook. Let's cover some comments then. South Africa squad looks really good. hopefully this might be the time for Africa or South Africa. We are part of the continent Africa, but we are still South Africa. If you live in India, you're not going to say, let's stay, hope it's time for Asia to win the World Cup, right? Anyway, just to correct that one, it is South Africa. Hopefully they come good this time around. It's a fantastic squad, and I'm very excited about that middle order. And I feel in T20 World Cups, or in all World Cups, that middle order is crucially important for the pressure games, numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 6, 7 rather. And our number 7 will be Marco Jansen, I think. And you guys know what he's been doing in the IPL as a bat, with a bat in hand at the back end of innings. There's also Heinrich Klaassen, a Markram, Tristan Stubbs. So that middle order looks power. So we love old days, Chris Gale, Kohli, and ABD. All three of you are golden days. Old is gold. Thank you very much. I'm 40 years old now. My beard's turning grey, but old is gold. And I do miss those days as well, playing with Christopher Henry Gale, and also Virat Kohli, my good friend. We've had some incredible moments and times, and I only have great memories playing for RCB. And I thought we did some special stuff on the field at times. Do you think RCB tournament ends at the auction table itself, not buying and retaining good players like Klaassen, Yuzi, and KL? I have touched on it before, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with that. It is true. You go through that list of players being released over the years, it's absolutely shocking. That's all I can say. Look, at the end of the day, you can't retain the whole team. Otherwise, it would have been very easy. So sometimes you have to make some tough decisions. But I think a few mistakes have been made over the years. My question to you is that who is the best cricketer that you have played with? That is a very difficult question. I usually go with a bowler. I think in Test cricket, like someone like a Dale Steyn, a Vern Philander, Morne Morkel. Oh my word, I've already mentioned 3. It's really difficult, but that bowling attack in Test matches back in the day that we had between 2008 and 2013, that was absolutely phenomenal. And I love watching bowlers perform. And then obviously, more recently, who I've played with, let's say play with or against, I think a Bumrah stands out. I played against him. I faced him a lot, and I always thought he was very courageous. Kuldeep Yadav spoke about courage, and I think Bumrah is the epitome of that, understanding his game really well, sticking to his strength, and having a lot of courage, bowling to the best players in the world. Moving on to the next one then. Should Virat open for India or play at number 3 in the World Cup? You guys know I feel very strong about the fact that I think he's most impactful at number 3. Let some other openers take more risk up front in the first 3-4 overs. Let Virat come in and just keep that whole team together and manipulate the field placings, the captains thinking around game plans. I think that's where he'll be most impactful. And something that goes hand in hand with that, AB, do you think having Virat open with Rohit is the best option for the T20 World Cup? I honestly don't. I think they need to be split up. Have a very attacking player to open with Rohit, Virat to come in at 3. That's my 5 cents. And then RCB should retain Will Jacks. I've got to agree with that. It will not be an easy 5 to pick come the auction, but Will Jacks have put up his hand. Hopefully some more games to show that consistency as well. Hopefully more good performances from him over the last few games, and hopefully those knockouts as well if they qualify. That's it for the comments then. There's the 360 challenge, guys, that I've spoken about so often. And this is just a little teaser for the next episode. So follow me on socials if you don't want to miss out. Keep an eye out for this one. It will be released this week. Here's a sneak peek. Are you ready? You're getting an advantage on me. I like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Barefoot's an advantage. You can feel the balance of your foot. But maybe Mr. 360's got something on his sleeve. Woo! So we're allowed to move, but just not lose our balance, right? So there you have it. It's a sneak peek. The full episode, or the full, I'm not sure how long it's going to be, let's say 3-4 minutes, will be out this week. It will be released. That's a 360 challenge. And guys, let me just tell you, I had a big disadvantage wearing shoes. I didn't know it. As you see, just before the start of this, the guy took his shoes off, and I still had my shoes on. It was killing the inside of my knee.
But I'm not going to give away a result. Maybe I make a little comeback there. Keep an eye out for that. It will be released later this week. So thank you very much for joining me on this week's 360 show. As I said, subscribe to the channel. Also hit the bell notification to make sure you don't miss a thing. I will catch you guys with 360 Live this coming weekend. Take care now. Have a good week.